Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X! Man, I'm gonna have a hard time not recording a whole bunch of this game all at once, because I'm super excited to be playing this again. It has been so long since I played this one, it is ridiculous. I probably haven't played this in a longer amount of time than I had not played 7, 8, and 9. Like, you know, when I played those as Let's Plays, the gap between the last time I played it and the Let's Play was way smaller than the last time I played this game and this Let's Play. Just saying. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? We're in this unknown place after the events of the first episode. Xanarkand was attacked by a giant tidal wave ball of water or some shit. Looked like I don't know, just looked like a giant ball of water with some kind of something inside. Also, there's a high potion over here. Don't forget to grab it. I guess it's called Sin. That's what Aaron called it anyway. Speaking of Aaron, we're looking around here, seeing maybe if he's around. These ruins we're at, they could be under Xanarkand after they're being destroyed, or we could be in a different place entirely. I want to mention real quick about this. An easy way to tell if there's like side paths and shit in this game. It's real easy. This game is super simple. Very straightforward. The map up in the top right or left corner there will tell you exactly when there's side paths. Sometimes side paths will be useless, but most of the time when there's a side path on the map, just go. You will almost always find something, and most of the time it'll be an item. Anyway, I just wanted to put that out there for those of you who just may not know this. Anyway, we're trying to walk across this thingy. Apparently something going on underwater, or what? Bubbles means there's life. What could it be? Oh, whatever it is, just broke the goddamn bridge we were standing on. Great. Well, lucky for Titus, he's a blitzball player. He can swim real good. Anyway, okay, so now we're in the water. This is good times. Let's start swimming toward the save point then. Or not. Uh-oh. Dun dun. It must be Jaws! Only Jaws gets that camera. Oh shit. Okay, that's not Jaws. Those are ugly green things, which should look semi-familiar. They are redesigned for this game, of course, but they are an enemy that you are 100% used to in the Final Fantasy series. These are Sahagins. Yep, I'll just go ahead and spoil it now. There are Sahagins, and you get to throw down with them. So, just like normal, fight. And I think these parts are really cool. These parts meaning the parts where you're fighting underwater. Really cool that you can have battles underwater and, you know, that the setting is underwater. So amazing. After having played all the Final Fantasy games up to this point, then playing this one, I talked about this a lot last episode, but yeah, it's just amazing to have settings where you're actually fighting where you are. It's not just in a separate subscreen where you fight. Also, what the hell is going on? Oh shit, son. Well, Sahagins may be weak sauce, but I don't think we're gonna have a fun time with whatever the hell this thing is. It looks like it's got a big skeleton rib cage. It's got a lot of shiny tentacle thingies. It almost looks like it may be some form of something that came from Sin. Very similar to those tentacle-looking things we fought back when Sin attacked. Anyway, this battle, I'll just go ahead and tell you now, it's futile. Try as you might, you will not win. Go ahead and just fight, because you will not win. You just won't. It just won't happen. He just keeps having your HP, so don't worry about dying. Also, he's called the Geosgano. I honestly don't know how to fucking pronounce that. I feel like his name is just a mishmash of like 3 different things. Geo, Gaia, and no. I don't know. Something. His name is very strange. I'm sure it's supposed to represent something. Anyway, after a couple turns there, you realize just how futile it is. Run, Titus, run! Kind of crashes his face into the wall. Titus runs. Runs some more. Maybe. Kinda. It's not going to defeat itself by running into a wall. Where? You better make a decision, bro. A hole. Go for the hole. Before you get eaten. You know, getting eaten by that thing doesn't seem like the worst thing in the world. He just has a rib cage. You'd still be alive. You'd just be stuck in the cage. No! Oh, nice. About as close of a call as you can get. while you were halfway into his mouth. Brilliant maneuvering, sir. 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 Until the rematch. If there ever is one. I guess we're never going back that way.
I had made it out of the frying pan and into the freezer. I thought I was gonna die in this place.
But then I decided I don't want to die. So I got up and tried to do something about it. Gotta love it. Alright, so just run through the rubbles. There's not a whole lot going on in this first screen. Let's get up into the next area. A lot of little debris getting in your way and shizzle. You don't want that. I'm gonna get sick of this loading screen. I gotta play the PS2 version and just see if it had this many loading screens. So many loading screens. It probably did. I just don't remember. It's been too long. Too long. If I was nice, I would cut out all the loading screens for you. But if I gotta suffer through them, so do you. Alright, welcome to this place. What is this place? I have no earthly idea. Just some kind of place. Ruins. We'll keep calling them ruins.
Need fire.
Yeah, it must be kind of cold. You're breathing and you can see it. It's always cold. The remains of a campfire. With flint and tinder, you could start another fire here. Well then, there's your first quest of the game. Find some tinder and some fire. Alright, so we're going to start by going this way. Sorry, I was just trying to remember which way to go. This door. Okay, this door is locked. Never mind. Okay then, let's go. Oh wait, no, there's something over here, isn't there? Isn't there a thing over here? Ah, ha ha. Sorry. Sorry for wasting your time. Good thing we're not fighting any battles. That's always nice, right? Alright, let's go this way. Or... yeah, sorry. I'm trying to keep my eye on my guide, but it's really hard for me right now. There's a save point over here if you need it. I'm going to go ahead, just in case. I don't think I'll need to save it again. No, I don't need an extra save yet. The one thing about PS3 games, they always want you to make a new save every time you save it. That's why I have like 1,000,000 saves for games like Last of Us and stuff, because it just keeps asking me to save in a new slot. I'm like, fine, I'll make 1.5 million saves. Or even like Metal Gear. Anyway, if you examine here, there you go. Examine here, you find flint in the drawer of the thingy that was there. Also, is that all that's there? I thought there was, really? Is that all that's here? I thought there was something else here. Am I tripping? I guess I'm tripping. That must be all that's here. Got some flint. Whoop-de-friggin-doo. Whoop-de-friggin-doo. Alright, well then. There must be another spot. I know there's another... I guess this must be the other hallway that I'm thinking of. Alright, yeah, this is it. Alright, so there's a chest here, which has ether, as I like to call them. Ether. It doesn't matter. That's a debate for another year and another time. Also, there's a thing on the wall, which I was mashing the X button. That's why that popped up so fast. Yeah, there's a thing on the wall here. Has a withered bouquet. So we got a flint, we got some tinder in a withered bouquet. Before you go back down, though, go into this next room. Because there's another pathway over here, which is worth your while if you want to get some extra stuff. Nothing in the beginning of this game, all the stuff in here is missable, I'll just tell you that now. You will not come back to this area, but none of it is like end of the world. Like if you don't get it, you lose or something. You see, we're getting high potions and ethers. If those are if those are missables, I don't know what is. Anyway, the only thing you need to get is the flint and the bouquet. Once you do that, you have your materials to make a fire. So let's go make that fire. What do you say we do that right about now? Let's make that fire. Make that fire. This game doesn't like to examine when I press the X button. I think it just like has a load time. It's kind of weird. Move too fast for the game to load. I pressed the X at least 4 or 5 times before that actually worked. Same with grabbing the flint. It took like 4 or 5 presses of the X button for it to actually work. It's kind of weird. Gotta get used to this version of the game's nuances. So you were cold and now you're hungry. Can't have everything, buddy. Uh-oh. Assassino! Assassino! Alright, yeah, just take a nap right in the middle of the floor. Go ahead. Done. Unprotected, right in the middle of the fucking floor. Just do it. You gonna...
I need food.
I need food. Feels like a reference to Gauntlet. When the warrior's like, I need food. I require sustenance.
What do you want?
It was a bad call. Your team lost because of you.
You came to say that?
It's been 10 years. I thought you'd be crying.
Who, me?
You cried.
Who cried? You cried. You're the little kid. I'm not a little kid. You know me, I cried. I didn't cry. Shut up. What are we talking about? Too many flashbacks going on. What is happening? Speaking of Aaron, where is that bastard? I don't see him anywheres. Uh-oh.
Hey, wait! Don't go out on me! Just hold on. I'll get more wood.
Okay. Maybe not. Or maybe in a minute. First we gotta deal with whatever this thing is. Holy shit, it's fast. Are you any good at hitting a moving target? Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. Alright. Don't worry about it being fast. This is just a boss. Well,
Give me a break!
sort of a boss. You're gonna fight a ton of these looking things later in the game, but it's basically a boss. It's the only one of these you'll fight specifically. It's called a click. All you can do at this point is attack. If you need to heal, just use healing. That's all you can really do in this battle. So just hit him with attacks. If you happen to get overdrive, awesome. Otherwise, attack and keep an eye on your HP and heal when necessary. Like I said, it's all you can do. If it's all you can do, then that's all you can do. You can't hate on all you can do. Haha, shake and bake. Whooping his ass, sea bass. Wait, what? Did I win already? Did I win already? What's happening? Something. Oh shit! I was gonna say something on the other side of the door, but looks like I got my question answered before I got to ask it. That shit got exploded. Okay. Bunch of soldiers and ooh, hello. How you doing? Okay, she gonna what? Okay. Apparently she's gonna help us. That's cool. Hey, look, a friend in need.
You on my side? Cool!
Indeed she is. Apparently, she can use grenades. I'm not really going to need to explain this too much, but she can use grenades, and that's all I'm going to say about that for now. So, basically, they're giving you a tutorial to use one. Go ahead and use one. It'll make this battle go a lot more smoothly. You can win without grenading, but you have to use the first grenade. It is recommended that you go ahead and steal from him. I think you can get more grenades. Yeah, exactly. That's one thing about the guide I've been writing for this game. I didn't write like what you can steal from bosses, because stealing in this game like is a given. If you don't steal in this game, then you're just not gonna have items. So you should just steal for the sake of getting items. Not because they have rare items, but because you want items to have in this game. But yeah, I just want to keep that in mind for future reference. Find yourself short of items, you probably haven't been stealing very much. Also, I don't think you can steal from enemies a second time. Let's check. Oh, you can. Okay, well then I'm wrong. That's good to know. It's kind of like Final Fantasy IX in those regards then. You can steal more than one item from certain enemies. Anyway, like I said, this he wasn't much of a real boss. And you notice that we just got an S level. We'll learn about S levels actually pretty soon here. I'm not going to talk about them myself because the game is going to go ahead and do it for me in a minute. So we'll wait till we get to that point. Also, look at that ass. Nice yellow ass. Whoa, we can see her eyes now. Totally. She's got blue eyes. Or I guess are they blue or green?
Phew. That was close.
Not quite as blue as Titus's, but they are blue, right?
Hey, let me go.
Oh god. And it looks like they speak that weird language.
Fed! Srivadak Risa! Ifun Pated, Fapuneket Fadrik.
You don't say.
Kuno.
Bitch just knocked us out with a fucking stomach punch. I never thought I'd see somebody get knocked out with a stomach punch, but nice. Nice shot, girl. Nice shot. But you get the feeling that she kind of just saved your life, so even though she had to stomach punch you really hard, you probably got to thank her later. Just saying. I mean, you were going to freeze and starve to death, so you got to be a little bit grateful, right? Also, now we're just in the middle of the water, ocean, whatever. Who knows? That's cool. Awesome. How'd we get here? I don't know. How'd they get where they were? I don't even know where were we? I don't even know. We'll learn later. There's a lot of confusing things that go on here in the beginning. It's all just setting things up. Anyway, we wake up from our slumber upon their ship, I guess. They're still
Hey,
speaking their little
that
mumbo jumbo
hurts.
language.
Whoa. Okay.
Don't shoot me in the face. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Who's Mohawk Man? He looks awesome.
Hey, nurse.
Right. Whatever.
Doei goed kabeg?
I said I don't understand.
I like his his fucking sign language. It's so great.
Fed! He said you can stay if you make yourself useful.
You understand me?
Why didn't you say so sooner, BZ?
All right, I'll work.
She could have said that a little bit sooner. It would have been nice. All right, so now we get a little bit of free roam on the ship. Before you talk to anybody, walk back here. You'll see this thing on the ground. Grab it. This is Albred. Yeah, this is the Albred Primer Volume 1. We learned how to the A. We know that Y is A in the language of Albed now. We are now ranked Huljela. That part doesn't matter. The ranking does not matter. And I got an achievement or a trophy for grabbing our first primer. All right, cool. Note that I told you in the last episode we were going to learn their language. That's what the little thingy that we could like load our primer data onto other saves. Well, now if I start a new game and I reload, I will know what the Y letter is in their language is now A. Get it? All right, makes sense, right? Well, that being said, we'll find 25 more of those throughout the game, and I'm going to try to make sure I get all of them. There are submissible ones, so got to keep an eye out for those. I think in this HD version of the game, it'll be a lot easier to spot them all, though. Anyways, before you talk to the Mohawk guy or the girl, talk to these other guys for a second. You're not going to know what they're talking about, but you will get some free potions, so yeah. You gonna give me anything? No? Okay. What'd he call me? He called me a fagmech? You're a fagmech, bitch. Alright. You got anything to say, bro? No? Okay, well, let's talk to the girl so she can understand us.
Almost forgot.
What'd you forget? She's going to teach us how to use the sphere grid. The big thing about this game that needs to be explained. The sphere grid is used to develop your characters by activating nodes with spheres. Let's see how this is done. This is the big element of this game that either makes or breaks whether you like this game or not. This is how you level up pretty much. You use those S levels, which are sphere levels, to move along this thing called a sphere grid. And here's how it works. Select a sphere grid from the main menu. Cursor appears on the selected current position. You move with the directional pad. You can see what each of these upgrades, like spheres upgrades as you go along. Like this one's defense because it's a shield. It'll tell you that though. This one is an ability one that'll teach you cheer. If you look up at the top, it says teaches the ability cheer. And everything on the sphere grid is called a node. Yeah, and that's how you upgrade them. You activate all the nodes. And And yeah, and to level up a sphere, you either have to be on the spot for it or one space away. If you are more than one space away from a sphere, you will not be able to activate it. And you'll see how I do it along the way. I don't think I'm going to do a lot of it off screen. I'll probably try to show all of it, just because it's a big part of the game. And if I ever do anything like way out of the, I might not show all of it, but I will show majority of it, especially near the beginning here. Maybe later in the game I'll show less. I'll at least like show what I'm working towards most of the time. Anyway, yeah, step by step I got it. Press X. Move. Yeah, so you gotta move. And that's what the sphere levels are for. Sphere levels are used for how many spaces you can move. I didn't really explain that. The way you activate the nodes is a whole nother thing, which will get explained in a second, I'm sure. Anyway, we're gonna move to that destination. Now that we're one space away from that ability sphere, oh yeah, you gotta confirm that you want to move. If you cancel, you can go back. Also, it should also be mentioned, when you retrace your steps going back along the way, you can remove back 4 steps. So, for every one sphere level. So if you go way far into your thing and you want to go backwards, just know that you can go backwards faster, you can go forwards if you need to backtrack to get anything you missed or want to go through any of the side tracks that you may pass. And like I said, we'll get to more how this works later because we're not going to get very far into it right away. It's just a progressive thing, you know, it's for leveling up in the game, it's how it works. Anyway, now we're going to activate a node. Here's how you activate a node. You must use spheres to activate the nodes. The spheres it's talking about, well, when we beat that click boss a minute ago, we got 2 ability spheres, right? So let's use one of those ability spheres. And there's other kinds of spheres as well for other things, but yeah, powers for defense and stuff, and strength, and mana is for magic and stuff, and speed is for speed and stuff. But abilities are for actual abilities. And it just explained how you have to be one space away or on the space. Now we can use the ability sphere. Select where you want to use it, and booyah, you will learn that ability. In this case, the ability is cheer. Awesome. And the grid is one big thing, but each character has their own, and they start in different places on the grid. And that's the other thing that needs to be mentioned. And we'll talk more about that later as well. Anyway, I think that's all we really need to see. Yeah, we can check out their stats if you press triangle while you're on the grid. That's cool too, especially when you get to later in the game when you have a shit ton more things that you've learned. And now we can move on. And L and R to switch between characters fast, which is a big thing from Final Fantasy Forever. And we're good. Zoom in and out with select, and yeah, you can see how big the sphere grid is. Holy shit, I know, right? This concludes the sphere grid tutorial. Try improving Tidus now. Indeed I will. Indeed I will. In fact, I will do it right now, and I'll do it while I explain things. Real quick. When you start up this version of the game, meaning this HD version of the game, there's actually a new feature in this game that I didn't realize was a thing before I started. There's a normal sphere grid, which is the classic one that had in the original Final Fantasy X, and then there's the expert sphere grid, which you can choose. That one, apparently, your characters start in different places on the sphere grid, and the sphere grid has a little bit different layout, where a lot of the what do you call it? I don't know. A lot of the parts of the grid are kind of more, I don't know, the way it was explained. I didn't actually do it, so I don't know what it looks like yet. The way it was explained is that the nodes or the spheres, whatever, the nodes will have higher stat boosts when you use them, but the way it's laid out is a little differently, so you can actually go off on branching paths a lot earlier on in the game instead of just being on a set path for a long time, which is kind of how it's going to be for a while. You can branch off earlier in the game and do different things based on what you want to do with your characters, basically making your characters a little more customizable to you. But I'm using the normal one because that's what I'm used to, plus I want to keep this as close to the original playthrough other than it looking beautiful and all that kind of stuff, and all the new content, of course, too. But I want to just keep it with what I'm familiar with. If ever I want to play again, I'll try the expert one and check that out. But for now, we're going normal. Let's talk to this bitch again.
We found some ancient ruins right beneath us. It's not active now, but there should still be some power left. We're gonna go down there and activate it. And then we should be able to salvage the big prize.
You don't say.
Okay, let's get to work.
Roger.
Wow, they really are flabby mouths in this freaking game, aren't they? Flabby mouths. They just move their mouth and nothing comes out, or it's way off. They did not even try to sync the mouth. They're way off. Alright, anyway. Now that we're down here in the water, yay. One glitch I want to show real quick is if you go back onto the ship real quick, which you can do as many times as you want, back into the
We'll go
water,
as soon as
back
you're
on the
ready.
ship. I believe if you talk to this guy again. No? Oh, they must have patched it. Okay. There was a glitch where you could keep talking to that guy, and he would keep giving you 3 more potions. But it looks like they fixed the glitch. Interesting. I'm okay with them fixing it. I have no problems with them fixing it. I don't need a shit ton of potions. Sure, I could use a shit ton of potions, but what the hell am I going to do with all that shit? Anyway, alright, so to figure out where you can dive down to, best way to do it if you're looking at the screen is to follow the chain and keep holding the circle button. Also, there are random battles underwater. You're just going to fight a bunch of these fishes. Just fuck them up. They're easy to kill. Piranhas. They want a piece, just fuck them up. This is nice for a little bit of extra sphere levels you can get if you can. And oh yeah, you definitely want to try and fight every battle you come across to get a nice start accumulating regular spheres so you can start working on your nodes or your sphere grids. Yeah, you want to make sure you collect as much ability, power, mana, and speed spheres you can get. Because if you start running out of that shit and you start leveling up a bunch, you'll just be waiting on more sphere levels, and it's really like you get sphere levels and you don't have spheres to do the leveling. You're pretty much stuck until you get some spheres to fill it in. If that makes any sense. It'll make more sense later because I'm sure I'll come across that dilemma where I get a bunch of sphere levels and I don't want to move until I have the sphere to activate a node, which is really annoying. But it's something that I generally don't like to just skip over. I like to come back to do it right away. I don't want to skip over it and have to backtrack along my sphere grid. I really hate doing that. Anyway, we're just following the chain, swimming down, 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 down. Bang, bang, boom, boom. I'm trying to remember if there's a save point down here. I don't remember. I am not recalling. Oh, there is. Okay, cool. In the next episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy X, we will figure out what these underwater ruins have. Yeah, we went from being at some crazy ruins after Xanarkin being destroyed all by herself in a cold, hungry area to being with this chick speaking other languages and doing some exploration for them. I don't know how we got sucked into this shit, but I guess we'll find out what happens with this stuff next time on Let's Play Final Fantasy X. So I'll see you guys then. Peace!